This is what corruption looks like under the PPP. If you thought the Linden Highway was bad, let me shock you with this one. I am angry and frustrated at the blatant skullduggery taking place under this Irfan Ali-led administration.
Officer Messiah would have asked me to leave, that I'm not welcome at the meeting, I'm not allowed to attend the meeting. Without no explanation or no reason given why I'm not allowed to be in a meeting of that nature that regards and concerns my community. As a young man, I'm not a troublesome individual in my community.
We are capable of doing two things at the same time. We can develop our communities, and we can also demand answers about MV Barima. One must never be allowed to silence the other.
One of the reasons why I would go to Trinidad or I would go to Miami more than anything else is to settle. I ain't like my country, I ain't like Guyana, right? But bro, how is it possible that you pay $93,000 for a return ticket from from Ogle to Lethem?
Talk the things, me comfy, talk the things, you hear? Talk the things, me comfy, talk the things, you hear me? Talk the things, me comfy, talk the things. Me no business, me no care if them screw face, whoa! Talk the things, me comfy, talk the things, you hear me? Talk the things, me comfy, talk the things, whoa! Talk the things, me comfy, talk the things. Me no business, me no care if them no worry.
Watch you know, this is Danja for the incentive boss. Me I represent the place where I come from. Alright now me I represent Let's Start the Thing TV. For the latest in dancehall, for the latest in all the gossip and the latest news updates. Make sure you check them out and subscribe to them YouTube page. Let's Start the Thing TV. Boom. Incentive way forever.
I want we talk the things, or y'all don't want we talk the things. Neighbors, we're going on. We back in the building, man. From you see the face, hear the voice, you know it's your boy Fire Feelings, aka Mr. Let's Start the Things, back in the building. As you see how we start the video, you know with any pot bubbling, you know with the snot on the plate, and you know definitely what's on the menu. So make sure you guys stick around to the end of the content to get every little detail that we got for you. Yes, it is Tuesday the 11th, and definitely you know the vibe is already. So wherever you are right now, like we told you already, 50K by year end, feel free to give the video a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, put your post notification bell on. That's what we're talking about, all right? Speak up to all our viewers and subscribers. Also, do not forget to give the video a thumbs up, and like I said, drop a hype. Hit the hype button, hype up the video. You know the code. Definitely, we're going to jump into the first video. And definitely, we're going to kick it off with Mohamed exposing the government more and more. More exposure to be happening. Let's take it away, Mr. Mohamed. No time to waste.
This is what corruption looks like under the PPP. If you thought the Linden Highway was bad, let me shock you with this one. I am angry and frustrated at the blatant skullduggery taking place under this Irfan Ali-led administration. The corruption within the PPP and the misuse of taxpayers' money are getting from bad to worse. The new 4-lane highway, which works are to begin very soon from Versailles to Perico, is approximately 3 kilometers long and has been divided into 17 lots for President Irfan's close friends and even his family, with bids amounting to approximately 121 billion Guyana dollars. Can you believe 121 billion for just 23 kilometers of road? Now, compare that with the Heroes Highway from Eccles to Great Diamond. That 4-lane highway is 9.4 kilometers long and costs $13.3 billion. We all know that the Heroes Highway itself was overpriced. It included some of the very contractors who were awarded the contract for the Versailles to Perico Highway. If you apply that same cost per kilometer to these 23 kilometers, you would arrive at approximately $32.5 billion. Not 121 billion. They are now looking at robbing taxpayers almost 4 times that amount. This year's entire national budget is 1.558 trillion. 121 billion represents nearly 8% of the entire national budget on just 23 kilometers of road. Think about that for a minute. This is another highway robbery. And look at who is lining up for pieces of this $121 billion pie. Guy America Construction, number 71 on the tender list, submitted a bid of more than $7.2 billion. This is the same Guy America we spoke about yesterday, about the overpriced and delayed US $161 million, equivalent to 34 billion Guyana dollars, Linden to Soosdijk Highway. Here they are again for another multi-billion-dollar road contract. Guy America alone has received well over $100 billion in contracts since the PPP returned to office. Number 46, Abraham's Contracting, with a bid of over $2.7 billion, belongs to Miss Bibi from Leg 1, an aunt of President Irfan Ali. ProBuild Hardware, with a bid of over $8.7 billion, is a company being fronted for President Irfan. Then you have Nabi Direct Construction, number 62, bidding more than $5.5 billion. Nabi is the son-in-law of the Honorable Minister Gail Teixeira. Then there is AJM Enterprise, number 14, with a bid of more than $4.9 billion. AJM Enterprise is jumbo jet. And while billions of dollars in government contracts are flowing, workers from these companies are reaching out to me about how they are being treated. Look at the pay slip we have received. A security worker employed within the jumbo jet operation received 68,723 Guyana dollars for an entire month of work, roughly US $330 per month in oil-rich Guyana. You can bid almost $5 billion for one piece of a highway, but a worker protecting your property receives 68,000 Guyana dollars a month. How more cruel and uncaring can these people be? Then we have Lehero's Construction Services, number 53, owned by Paul Chung, with a bid of more than $6.8 billion. Paul Chung is the CEO of Gaisuco, the cane cutters who repeatedly complain about delayed wages and poor working conditions. But Paul Chung is busy chasing government contracts. This is why I question how the interests of Gaisuco workers can receive his full attention when he is involved in billions of dollars in government construction work. Gaisuco continues to struggle under his management because his primary focus is getting government contracts. And this is not his forest road project. His company was involved in approximately $2 billion Schoonard Road project, and that road is already falling apart. Then there is BK International, number 21, with a bid of approximately $7.5 billion. BK are the grasshoppers of government contracting. Wherever the contracts are flowing, you will find them. When Apnu was in government, they were there. The PPP returned to government, and they are right back there. Wherever the taxpayers' money is flowing, BK finds its way. Well-Built Construction Services, number 39, is also there. This is the same well-built company involved with the road, the much overpriced road leading to the Blackbelly Sheep facility that is abandoned. Again, we see the same circles getting richer. Look at number 65, Bill Smart Construction, with a bid of more than $9.2 billion. These are the Alfonsos, who also own Aden Hotel, which houses Giraffe Cafe, which belongs to the First Lady, Arya Ali. And then look at number 29, the massive joint venture led by Burden Construction Services, with a bid of approximately $4.8 billion. These are President Ali's thuggish friends in Region 3. These are among the same people who confronted me at Lenora, chased behind me, and hurled disparaging remarks. Now look at the contracts. This is how the system works. And here is what makes this entire affair even more damning. The contractors started stockpiling sand and crusher run before the contracts were awarded. Before the contracts were awarded, materials were already being stockpiled. They knew they were getting the work. They were confident enough to spend money and mobilize and stockpile sand and crusher run before the awards were made. This is why we are calling this blatant skullduggery. The PPP's corruption and injustice know no bounds. Friends become billionaires overnight. The same names keep appearing. The same circles keep benefiting. And the Guyanese taxpayers keep footing the bill. $121 billion for just 23 kilometers of road is obscene. It infuriates me, and it should bother you too. In all our years of scrutinizing government spending and corruption, this is the worst case of highway robbery and skullduggery we have seen so far. As opposition leader, I won't sit back and allow the contract to go on. And I am calling directly on Vice President Jagdeo not to pretend that you do not see what is happening. President Ali is blatantly shafting the Guyanese people with this project. Put a halt to these contracts immediately. This overpriced contract is almost 4 times what it should actually cost. The treasury of Guyana does not belong to Irfan Ali, the PPP, their friends, their families, or their contractors. This man is looking for taxpayers to mine him and his family forever. But God doesn't sleep. These robberies won't go unpunished. This is by far the most overpriced contract in the history of Guyana.
Well, viewers and subscribers, as you just now heard Mr. Mohamed, god damn, real bread, eh? It's bare billions and billions, but yo, I really surprised how Mohamed break this shit down. I ain't gonna tell no lie, because to see that you're paying more for a road that is littler than a road that is larger, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Yo, I don't know about, but as the opposition leader, all I could say, you're doing your work, Mohamed. I don't care who don't like you. I don't care who got a problem with you and what they say. Keep doing what you gotta do. You understand? It's real exposing, bro. I ain't gonna tell you lie, but you guys leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what's your thoughts definitely on this. As we move along, this video is very heart-rending, but at the end of the day, it's funny. Now, this young man here is sending a message to Mr. Ali, the president of Guyana. Basically, what happened, he attended a meeting that they had on the west side. Basically, the meeting was for persons to come out and give them their opinion upon what is their concern within the village on the west side that there was. I forget which village, but I think it's Vidnup or Vordnujan or something like that. But it's somewhere wrong that side of that side. And basically what happened is that when he went and he did his explanation, Minister One Ejel was there. Basically, he felt that Minister One Ejel accepted what he said because Minister One Ejel didn't put up no sad face or did not stop him with what he was saying. So boom, now it looked like these guys invite him to a next function that the president would have been at. He went there to give them his concern, and guess what happened? Take a listen to this, viewers and subscribers.
As much as I'm saying pleasant afternoon, it's not very much pleasant for me. I'm feeling very, very much disappointed. I'm feeling very much, robbed of an opportunity, right? I thought this very government, the PPPC administration, I'm sorry that now I have to speak like if I'm speaking directly at politics, which I would have made various posts across Facebook where people with their, what I would say, their ability to comprehend is that of a peanut, the size of a peanut. So they would have taken my post as to being political, right? But I'm sorry that this afternoon I have to be speaking as if I'm speaking directly on a political platform, right? Because on the On the 3rd of July 2026, there was an outreach and charity by a well-known individual, Badger residents, and the main person there who would have, the main speaker, there was Honorable Minister Bishop One Edgel, right? Here's what the flyer to that would have looked like, right? And there it has, your voice matters. Come share your ideas, concerns, and suggestions as we work together for a better community. I love that. Trust me, I love that. I don't care who's in government. It could be Darwin Best, Amanzo, Aubrey Norton, Azedin, or His Excellency President Irfan Ali. I don't care who's in power as long as we're seeing this, right? Progress and a Guyana that's moving forward. So I would have attended this meeting, right? And I would like to believe that my contribution, Mr. Edgel, Honorable One Edgel, I would like to believe that you, yourself, was very much comfortable with my contribution at your outreach. And the reason why I would have had to attend that outreach, I felt it that I needed to be there. It was an outreach that concerns my community, a community that I was born and raised in, a community that I still resides in, and a community that I don't even know if I want to leave here, right? As much as a lot of people be going in for a visa, trying to fly and to leave and to this and to that, no, I want to be here. And as a young man, right, 33 years of age, I don't know how many youths you can find, right, in my community that actually has an interest in this community, right? And I would leave that to the NDC to support that statement that I just made there, right? So I went to that outreach with you on Edgel, and I think it was a good outreach. I share it was interacting, you know. I listened, I paid attention, and I share, as it said on the flyer, right? As the flyer would have said, share your ideas. Yeah, the flyer says share your ideas, concern, and suggestion as we work together. And I think probably my contribution in that meeting was one of the very best in that meeting. I would like to believe so at this point. And it is up to the minister to say if I'm correct and on point with that, right? However, at this afternoon, today is the 10th of August 2026, there's an outreach at the Charity Secondary School with His Excellency President Irfan Ali. I attended that meeting because it was an outreach with what was the theme? The Modern Village Initiative or something of that sort. Anyway, if it's not exact, it's in line with that. So I said to myself, if charity is going to be booming, things are going to be happening, I want to know where my community is going. And if there's any way that I can have input into that, I want to do that. You understand? I don't care which government, as long as you're governing the way you ought to, right? I'm going to support you. I don't support politics, right? I support governance. There's a big difference. Because you can support politics and you support the wrong things. But if you support good governance speaks for itself, right? So I was there. I got there a bit early before the president arrived. I took a seat about 3 rows in front of the last row of chairs. After the president arrived, we would have stand, welcome the president. We gave a clap. All well done, yes. We stand at attention for what would that be? Anyhow, meeting start. As I was there paying attention, the meeting was like about 5 minutes in. I think that would have been a presidential guard or someone within that caliber would have came, tapped me on the shoulder and asked me that the commander wants to see me. I said okay, so I accompanied him, which he escorted me downstairs. As we got to the gate, an officer that I know by the name of Messiah, brown clothes, he would have been having a word with the presidential guard, I suppose, who would have escorted me out of the building. By the time that they asked me to stand at the gate, they went into a corner behind the guard hut. I don't know who else was behind the guard hut. They asked me to stay at the gate, so I couldn't see who and who was at the back there that they were meeting with. At that point, Messiah would have came back to me, Officer Messiah, that's the most I can say right now. I know what's your rank, if you're a sergeant, you're an inspector, whatever. You had on your brown clothes, fully dressed and in neatly attire. And Officer Messiah would have asked me to leave, that I'm not welcome at the meeting, I'm not allowed to attend the meeting. Without no explanation or no reason given why I'm not allowed to be in a meeting of that nature that regards and concerns my community. As a young man, I'm not a troublesome individual in my community, neither on the coast in which I live, Region 2. Right? Those in offices, the police, they can say that. Right? I don't give nobody headache. And I love charity because I born and grow here, as I said, right? And it was quite disappointing to know that someone who actually has the interests behind the well-being and the progress and the development of their community, that is the person you're going to ask to leave. For what reason? My question right now is, what's the reason was I asked? For what reason was I asked to leave that meeting? Why wasn't I accepted there? I'm a resident of Charity. This meeting concerns the residents of Charity. Why was I asked to leave that meeting, President Ali? Why was I asked to leave that meeting? That meeting concerns Charity. I'm a young man. And when we talk about progress and development, it involves our youths, because they are the one who has to be a part of whatever is happening for the later years to come. And as a young man who has interests in these sort of stuff, you asked me to leave. Why was I asked to leave? Today I need an answer. Why was I asked to leave that meeting that concerns the progress and the development of my community? I was not there to create any mischief or anything of that sort. And Minister One Edgel can say clearly, as for his outreach that I would have attended and my contribution, I was in no way troublesome. Right? It was more like one-on-one. We exchange views, we share ideas, I say what I had to say, and apart from that, I was not there on anything that is personal. Everything that I said, I think Minister One Edgel outreach that he had in July, it was recorded. And if that recording is checked, you're going to see, anybody is going to be able to see what my contributions were when it comes to that meeting.
Bring us to the conclusion, definitely. We get pinpointed what they're saying on a real life level. You understand? Them man set you up whenever you twist and turn it to set up, you get set up. Set up, you get set up. He feel what he tell Minister One Edgel was fine. Whatever he tell Minister One Edgel was fine. It was okay. Minister One Edgel was playing. Yeah, listen, okay. Invite him when he come to the next one. Towards City, go in the third row. That man done got a picture with he. Out. But this will show you. Y'all got to remember now, hear this man saying in this video when he started, he said anybody who doing this, he there with. Could be a Manzo, could be Mohamed. When you call certain people name when it comes to the government, it's problem, bro. And that was also open statement. And I'm telling you this, he did a video before talking about Mohamed. That's why I feel these men them pinpointy. Yeah, I know it is already. But you guys leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what's your thoughts on this. Anyway, as we continue.
Questions surrounding one of our country's most devastating tragedies remain unanswered. We are capable of doing two things at the same time. We can develop our communities, and we can also demand answers about MV Barima. One must never be allowed to silence the other. Development is welcome. Accountability is not optional.
Real talk, bigger. No lie. Love how you say it. You know what I mean? And you couldn't say it better. I want you guys to definitely leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what's your thoughts upon what the brother just now said. Guy, it's crazy. I'm not gonna tell no lie. Now this next video that we're gonna drop is a man by the name of Dr. K Lab. A lot of you guys may know him from the Adriana situation. Hi guys, do you have a vehicle and feel like you're wasting your money, wasting time, and nothing is getting fixed, nothing is getting solved? I recommend you to go to A&F General Auto Repair Inc. They are located at 5731 Cooper Avenue, Glendale, Queens. And their telephone number to contact is 347-844-9333 or 347-357-8723. Definitely, guys. Or you could contact 646-972-8828. They are the best auto mechanic. Check them out now.
So, one of the reasons why I would go to Trinidad or I would go to Miami more than anything else, people say, I ain't like my country, I ain't like Guyana, right? But bro, how is it possible that you pay $93,000 for a return ticket from from Ogle to Lethem in a plane that you don't even want you dog traveling? I got some scotch tape, eyes are vibrating, something else like it falling off. Them plane must be about 40 to 50 or 60 years old. And you pay $93,000. Now, I can jump on a plane from Guyana, right? And I spend an hour in the air or 55 minutes from here to Trinidad. Then I'm going to spend another 20 minutes from Trinidad to Tobago. And it can cost me half of the amount of money to and from Trinidad and Tobago. Well, Tobago, from Ogle or from Timeri. And just to go to Lethem with a 25 minutes to 30 minutes flight, you got to be paying $93,000 Guyana dollar. I want you to put this into perspective. And the plane conditions, oh my God. Now, the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority, I think they should do better. First of all, none of them plane, where you see that, oh, I'm over there right now, none of them are fit for traveling. None. None of them fit for traveling. And open the industry, give people permission to bring in better planes. Then you're going to see this nonsense going to stop. Yeah, this talking about fuel costs. When fuel the cheap, the price was the same. What nonsense you are telling people? People want to see the country. People want to go to Mario. People want to go to Marvel. People want to go to these places. Why are you going to be paying all this money just to go up to Baltic and these things? Why it's more expensive to go to Baltic than to go to Trinidad and Tobago? Why? What people talk, everybody vex? Guyana Civil Aviation Authority needs to do better. People want to travel. People want to enjoy the country. But because of y'all, the monopoly where y'all got over this whole thing, that's like nobody can come in the industry, the arm industry, and bring better planes in this country. Don't you dog when travel these planes that y'all got. Just frustrate with y'all and try to justify these prices. Sure. I spare 6,000 US dollar, 6,000 Guyana dollar from Trinidad and Tobago, 15 to 20 minutes flight. 6,000 Guyana dollar, and you're paying for 25 minutes flight, you're paying $93,000.
So say really hearing here, so is all the money? Nah, sad man, right what he's saying though, that this rocketeer boy, this crazy. I thought this sport kite to me, but it's all them place, like Lethem from Ogle to Lethem, $93,000. T2. Well, viewers and subscribers, as you just know, it's the K-Lab. Yeah, Dr. K-Lab with what he's saying. It's very interesting. I didn't even know it's all the money. I can't remember when I fly into the interior how much they pay, but I don't think it's 90. I think it must be around 60 or something, 50 something like that. But to know that you could go to Trinidad and it's less, crap is this, 1 hour to Trinidad, 25 minutes in Guyana, and you paying $93,000. And then the fitness of the bus, just the other day we talking about the boats them. It look like nothing don't really get taken care of, nothing don't really get proper what the word oh Lord, a lot of these things, enough of these planes, boat and all them things, they don't get proper maintenance. I don't know what's really going on. Cause for know this man say, yo, the plane condition, your dog, you won't even want your dog travel upon it. This is how sad. Now when you want your dog, cause dog is a man's best friend, when you want your dog, you must know. But it's crazy though. 93 grand. What would these people them there on in Guyana, but I tell you. But you guys leave your comments. in the comment section. Let me know what's your thoughts. This is probably going to pull the curtains. It was a pleasure being here with you guys. If you watch the video so far, feel free to give the video a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, put your post notification bell on so you'll be notified when we drop a new video or we go live. Stay safe, stay blessed. Have a remainder of your day. We out. See you guys, man.